Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Espresso with me, Darison Chauskas. Today is the 10th of October 2018, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a look at a few instruments. As always, we're going to have a look at their charts, but before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, now, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay. Now then, let's jump into the charts. Hopefully today I won't have any technical issues with my internet. So yep, let's jump into the charts. Let's have a look at those. So the first one I want to touch on is the FTSE. Now, I do apologize for repeating myself again with some instruments here. I know that I've covered these yesterday's morning, but still this is something quite interesting here happening right now. So looking at the FTSE here, yesterday, as you can see, we managed to break this upside support line, this long-term upside support line that I was talking about in my previous video, and that's the line that's running here since around the 11th of February 2016. So yesterday we managed to break that to the downside. At some point it looked like that actually we're going to continue pushing lower here, and we also tested this key important support zone also that I've mentioned here. It's running here from the lows of the 17th of April this year, and that was approximately around this 71.90 zone. Now, as you can see here, we quickly managed to bounce back up here. The bulls kind of took control of it, and here we've created something like a pin bar here on the daily chart. So now, in a way, according to all the, of course, theory, and this could be seen as more of a reversal signal. So for now, of course, I would probably recommend strongly to keep very close eye on today's trading activity. And if we do get a reversal here back to the upside, now that's probably going to be very good for the bulls, because if we're going to get closer to this level right here, the 73.15, now this is where we could potentially get more comfortable with the upside. If we get a nice break and a close here above that level, this is where we could then aim for a possible retracement back to the 74.50 zone, which was marked here by the lows of the 2nd of October and the lows of the 24th of September. Now, quite an important level to watch. So yep, for now guys, be very careful here, because like I said, at the moment it seems like it has formed, of course, a reversal candle here, but again, be very careful. In this market we could see any surprises, but with the downside, for us to get comfortable with the downside, we would need to see a good break and a close below this 71.90 level that I was talking about, and where, as you can see, the index found good support. So a nice good break below that could potentially open the path towards the 71.10, or even actually all the way down here towards the 69.70. Now, of course, in here in between we do have the psychological 70 zone as well, so keep your eyes on that one. But like I said, again, we do have a slightly better area of support here. It's just slightly below the 7,000 zone is the 69.70. But that's what's in regards to the downside if we get a break and a close below the 71.90. Looking at DAX, so DAX is also showing good. Well, yesterday showed a nice good reversal candle here on the daily chart. Managed to, of course, initially, as you can see, it was falling here. It managed to break this key support zone near the 11,865, broke it nicely and confidently to the downside, and just fell shy of a few points here from touching the 11,795 zone. So in a way, it ended the day here with the lows of just slightly above the 11,800 level, so it was 803. So For now, of course, like I said, similar story like with the FTSE here. Be very careful. We could see potential climb back up here, but again, for us to get comfortable with the upside, we would need to get a nice good break and a close above the 12,100 level. Now keep your eyes on down, because this is where we could then aim for much higher levels here, but of course we'll get to those if we get that break and a close above that level, above this 12,100. On the downside, well, we're still keeping a close eye on this level here, the 11,865. A nice good break and a close below that could potentially lead the index back down here towards the 11,795, or even actually towards a slightly lower level here at around 11,725. Now that was the low that we had here around the 26th of March. So keep your eyes on that one, and keep your eyes on this little area here that we've got. Jumping into gold. Now gold is a very interesting one lately, and as you can see on Monday we had this nice sell-off here, and it was marked by a very steep kind of decline here that we had on Monday. Certainly tested the key important support zone that we're still keeping an eye on. It's the 1183. Now somehow this area continues to hold and continues to act as a very strong area of support. We've seen that yesterday as well, where the commodity kind of managed to drop lower here, but kind of never managed to break below this 1183 zone. So somehow well, somehow it becomes quite an important level to watch. Probably the weird word here is somehow, but nevertheless, keep your eyes on this 1183, guys. We could see a potential reversal here back to the upside, because if this continues to hold here, I mean, this is at some point the bears might start abandoning it, and yep, we could maybe see another push higher here. Basically, in other words, we're still basically are trading here within this little range here between the 1183 on the downside and the 1215 on the upside, so approximately there, of course. So it's ranging now for quite a while now, and to be honest, actually more precise, since around the end of August it has been ranging. So we're waiting until it's going to make a bigger move here, either through the upper side of the range here, because as you can see here, let me just get rid of this line here. As you can see, we are still below this downside resistance line taken from the peak of the 11th of April. Now even if we're gonna break this one, still for us to kind of get more confident on the upside, we would need to see that break and a close above the 1215 zone. Now this way we could then aim for higher levels, like levels like 1235. There's a 1245 slightly above that, and maybe all the way higher here towards the 1266, but that's of course in the future. But for now, just kind of continue monitoring these sides here of the range. If let's say the commodity gets back towards the 1183 again today, well, be very cautious here, because if we get a break below this one, then yep, I mean, this could potentially roll over and aim for the 1172 initially, and if that doesn't hold, well, we do have the August lows here near the 1160 zone. So keep your eyes on down. Looking at the euro dollar, so the euro dollar is showing, well, at least trying to show some strength here. Yesterday, as you can see, the pair managed to drop here, break this key important support zone at 114.65. I was talking about this in my previous video as well, and then reached the 1.1445, but then actually dropped slightly below that and tested the 114.30 zone. But actually, as you can see, yes, the bulls kind of took control from there and kind of drove this pair all the way back here towards the 114.90, 95, just slightly below, end of the day, slightly below the 115 zone. So for now, of course, be very cautious. We're still keeping a close eye on this little level that we've got here at around 115.25. a nice good break here above that level, and a close, of course, probably especially a close above this level could potentially open the path here towards the next good area of resistance around the 115.50. And if that doesn't hold, well, I mean, this is probably where the bulls could get even more comfortable in that driver's seat and could potentially lead this this pair all the way here towards these higher levels here. But for now, of course, we're just going to keep an eye on the 115.25 here on the upside. Let's see how today's day is going to develop. But to be honest, we could potentially see a bigger move here today. Well, of course, either to the upside or to the downside. But for now, the wave is shaping up here. It seems that the bears are kind of slowly trying to, well, not trying to, but like slowly losing their battle here to the bulls. But again, for that, we need to see a good confirmation first in order to kind of start assuming that. Let's jump into GBPUSD. Big day for the GBP today. We do have some data coming out later on, and of course, keep your eyes on the calendar, and again, be very cautious with this pair as well, because overall, as you can see, continues to climb higher. It has been climbing higher since around the 15th of August. Certainly had a nice, well, this slight kind of undershoot here, and then it kind of actually managed to get back above this short-term upside support line. So for now, this is going to be the line to watch. And also, as you can see here, it also broke this key important area of resistance around the 131.15. I was mentioning this one in one of my videos, in one of my previous videos as well. So for now, it seems like it wants to continue climbing higher, because, and I don't actually blame the pair here, because it has a very good area of resistance, potential area of resistance here near the 132.15. Could be a possible level to test. And of course, slightly above that, we do have even a better one, which is near the 132.95, or even you can actually round it up towards the 133 zone. So the 133 zone area, whatever you want to call it, could be a nice potential area of resistance as well here. So keep your eyes on that one. But for that level, for us to see that level, or let's say possible test of that level, we would need to get the pair here moving towards the 132.15 initially, and then getting a nice break here above that, and this is where it could potentially open the path towards the higher level. So on the downside, well, still from the very short-term perspective here, let me just jump into a 4-hour chart. From the very short-term perspective, keep your eyes still on the 131.15, because a nice good break here below this could potentially lead this pair lower. Now let me just adjust this level here on the downside, and that's the level to watch here on the downside. Could be approximately around the 130.30 zone, something like that. So this was marked here by the lows of yesterday's, so a very important support zone becomes this one. So keep your eyes on that one. But again, for the downside here, we would need to see a good break here below the 131.15, and like I said, this is where we could eventually test the 130.30 zone, or even actually this this short-term upside support line that has been running here since around the 15th of August. So but again, like I said, for now, at the way everything is shaping up, it's looking, to be honest, more bullish than bearish. So initially keep your eyes on the 132.15 zone. And the last pair that I really wanted to quickly touch on, and that's USDCAD. Now, yesterday in my video, I was talking about this one, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this short-term downside resistance line taken from the peak of the 6th of September. So it continued to hold nicely, and this is what we formed yesterday, a nice good shooting star here. Basically, we do have this good potential reversal combination of candles here. So at the moment, of course, this is looking quite bearish, and if there won't be any surprises and just the market will continue trading as it is and taking everything how it is, then we could see a possible decline here towards the 128.85 zone. Now, this has been quite an important support area here, seen on the 28th of August, also on the 21st and 20th and the 21st of September. So potentially keep your eyes on that one. But again, looking at this, the way it's shaping up right now, it kind of looks more to the downside rather than the upside. So, and as you can see, it's kind of trying to make it force itself basically in a way to drop here towards this area, potentially, of course. But if the area doesn't kind of hold, and it doesn't hold the bears from from kind of pushing this pair lower, then yep, it could open the path towards even towards this area right here. Let me just going to quickly adjust this level right here, and that's approximately around the 127.80 zone, so something like that. So keep your eyes on this area, but only if we get a break here below the 128.85. On the upside, if this this downside resistance line gets broken, well, for us to get comfortable, as you can see by the drawings here that I've got on my chart, we need to see a good break above the 130.45, and only then we could potentially get comfortable with the possible test of the 131.10 or even the 132.10 as well. So pretty much straightforward here. So yep, thank you very much guys for watching and listening. I hope you found it useful, and if you want to join me later on in my traders tea time, and that's 13:15 GMT, 14:15 British Summer Time. But for now, I hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much, and bye bye.